guys, it's Amanda from the Fiction Fairy, and today I have a book haul and unboxing video for you, and this is also my Vlogmas Vlogcember Day 2 video. So I'm doing pretty good so far. I got a second video up. I am going to have to pre-record some videos if I'm going to end up doing this Vlogcember Vlogmas, because it's just not going to work out any other way. So I hope that there's not like rules against pre-recording. I don't really know. But if there is, we're going to have to break that one, so we'll just go with it. So I've been out of the game for a hot second, but I do have some books that I got in maybe like a month and a half ago. And then I also picked up 2 books while my mom was down for Thanksgiving. It's always good when your mom comes down because she takes you to the bookstore. So let's get started. So the first 2 books I got from Barnes & Noble's, because that's my mom's place to shop for books, even though I think that they're incredibly overpriced, but she loves it there. She insisted on buying books, so I said, let's just get 2. Let's not go crazy, because the prices here are a little steep. But I got Witch Rise by Victoria Lamb, and this is the 3rd book in the Tudor Witch trilogy. And I don't know if you guys remember, but I read the first book to this, I think it might have been over the summer, and it was really good, so I want to kind of do a collaborative mashup of all 3 books. I think this is number 3. Oh, this is not number 2. I'm pretty sure this is number 3 from the cover. So I am super duper excited to finish this series. I still have to read book number 2, but I actually have that on my Nook, so I'm pretty sure this is book number 3, so I will finish this up, and I will be doing a collaborative review on this. And aren't the covers just beautiful? Like, oh, stop. They're just so gorgeous. The next book that I got was The Boy with the Hidden Name by Skylar Dorset. And I read The Girl Who Never Was a couple of months ago by Skylar Dorset, and I loved it. I'm pretty sure I did a review on it. If I did, I'll link that in the information box below. If I did not, then I totally need to get on that, because it was just so good. It was, I mean, let's not kid ourselves here. This is not Grey's Anatomy good, but it's just really good. Like, it had so many different pieces to it, and it was an enjoyable read. I know some people take good reads as like these masterful works of literature, and I don't know, I guess I determine Goodreads being a little bit different, but it was just a good, enjoyable read, and I could not wait for book 2 to come out, because this is talking about the boy who is from the first book, so you kind of get, I'm assuming it's going to be kind of like his story, more about him than the girl. And I like that the covers, again, the first one, she was on top and he was kind of in this water, and on this one, he's on top and she's in the water, but they're kind of, that's what the first cover kind of looked like. So, and this says Alice in Wonderland meets Neverwhere, and this is so true. Like, you like go down the rabbit hole of insanity, but it's just such, the first book was such a good book, so I cannot wait to read this one and then kind of like do either a mashup of the reviews if I haven't done a review on the first book, The Girl Who Never Was, and if I have done, then after this one kind of just do like a wrap-up of my thoughts of the 2 books individually and together, like how they blended together, so I'm excited about that one. So, the next book that I got was from HarperCollins, and this was a finished copy of Poisoned Apples by Christine Hepperman. And I also read this, I believe it was over the summer. This is a book of poems, but they're like a different take on poems. They're not like your traditional kind, sweet poems. They take stories, fairy tales, and turn them into poems, and they're kind of like they'll take Cinderella and then like have like a rape theme with it. It was very odd for me. I didn't care for it. I didn't like the book at all. It's extremely short, as you can see. The cover was nice, but it just wasn't something that was for me. I know a lot of people kind of did like it, but it wasn't for me. E. Lockhart, the author of We Are Liars, actually did a little blurb right here at the bottom, and she goes, "A bloody poetic attack on the beauty myth that's caustic, funny, and heartbreaking." So I guess for some people this is for them, but for me, it really just wasn't. So let's check out the other books that I got. These are from HarperCollins also. And the first book that I got was a finished copy of SHREY by Alyssa Sussman. And I believe that this did come out already. Of course, it doesn't say the date, but I'm pretty sure it does because I have the art copy of this, and this, you know, clearly is the final copy. And what I found interesting about this is that if you look at it from right here, I swore this was a bluebird on the cover, and then when I looked at this book, I was like, oh no. It's actually a princess. It's a girl with a blue and white dress on, with her hand on a tree and a crown, and I don't know if you guys can see that, but I just thought that that was very interesting, just how that cover was done. So I'm excited about reading this, but I don't know when I'll be able to get to it. It does say a Four Sisters novel, so I'm assuming that there's going to be 3 other books that go along with this, but we will see about that. The next book that I got is The Fall by Bethany Griffin. And I do have an art copy of this. I had really wanted to read this in October, but it just did not happen, and that was kind of sad. But I do want to get to this at some point eventually. But this says, madness is in the very air she breathes. And it says, the house knows everything, the house sees everything, hears everything, knows your every desire and your every thought, and the house will never, ever let you go. And I believe this is a retelling of an Edgar Allan Poe story, you know, which Bethany Griffin does most of her books on, I believe all of them. So I am excited to read this when I'll get around to it. I do not know, but I really, really did want to read this. I believe when I hauled the ARC, I said that too. Like I said, I was supposed to read it in October, but definitely got to get on this one because it just looks just creepalicious. And even though it's like, you know, Christmas time, snow is coming, I can still use a little creep factor in my December. So the last book that I got was The Invisible, a Broken-Hearted novel by Amelia Kahani. And the first book to this was The Broken-Hearted, and I did not particularly care for that book. I actually DNF'd it. I only got maybe 25% through, and I just didn't like it. It just reminded me of like kind of a girl Batman. I don't know. Maybe I just didn't get it given enough time. I don't know. Maybe I'll pick this book up. If not, then I'll give this and The Broken-Hearted to my sister. So that way she can go ahead and she can read them. So the last set of books I got are also from HarperCollins. I was trying to see if I could... Okay, these are from November, so these probably are just coming out. Wait. Sure. Okay, it's 1,000 Pieces of You, and this is by Claudia Gray, and this comes out in November, or it did come out in November, and the cover that they have on Goodreads is just gorgeous. It's kind of like a seascape, and it had like beautiful blues and grays and pinks, and I believe even a little bit of orange, so it kind of sucks that this one didn't have the cover art on it, but, you know... and this just basically says, deeply imaginative and totally enthralling. I love the multiplicity of the worlds and characters. 1,000 Pieces of You is epic. And that little blurb was by Lauren Oliver, who of course wrote Before I Fall and Delirium. So I really wanted to read this book. Clearly the cover drew me in, and then it just sounded like an interesting concept. It says, what if the universe is in fact a multiverse? And things like that always just kind of blow my mind, because I always think that there's another Earth out there, dimension, with us on the planet having made different decisions in our life and living out that life that we would have had. I don't know, call me cray-cray, but so this kind of thing really interests me, so I cannot wait to read that. The next book that I got was Catalyst, an Insignia novel by S.J. Kincaid. And I do have, I believe it's the first book I have. I believe that this is the second book, and this also came out in November. It says Break Through the Impossible. I did not read book 1. To be honest with you, the covers just don't interest me at all, so I don't necessarily know if I'm going to get around to this one. I don't really want to read the back, since it is not book 1. I don't want to ruin this for anybody who also hasn't read this, but I will probably be giving this book to my sister so that way she can read it. And the final book that I got is Crashland, and this is a Twin Maker novel. This is by Sean Williams, and it says, Nobody is Who They Seem. And Twin Maker, I did really want to get to. Again, I never got to that one, but it sounded extremely interesting. I just think that this also came out in November, but I find it just interesting that there is a black girl on the cover. Her skin is brown. Whether or not that is her ethnicity, I do not know, but for the purpose of this cover, we will say that this is a black girl. And I think that's just awesome, because I don't see many ethnic people, especially those who are black, African American, those with brown skin, on covers of kind of like mainstream books or books that are kind of like popular or from maybe like bigger publishing companies like that. I usually see them from smaller publishing companies or maybe ones that are from bigger publishing companies but they aren't really that popular. So I just really like this cover. I think this is pretty awesome. So I'm excited to get to the first book so I can read this book because this book does excite me. So guys, those are the books I have gotten since November-ish, about the last month and a half. And like I said, I'm excited to get into some of these books. I've been looking for new books that have been coming out and things like that. So really excited, and I just hope that this month is a great reading month. You know, it is the beginning of December. I feel like this is going to be like the month to get it going. I mean, December is kind of sort of very busy for a lot of people, but I think that it's just a good month to kind of read because you might get some snow days. If you don't get snow days, you definitely get a lot of cold days where you just want to bundle up inside, especially on the weekend, maybe with a warm cup of coffee or a cappuccino, and just put the blanket around you and just read and nap. And so I think December is a perfect reading month. So fingers crossed, let's hope. So guys, that is my book haul and unboxing and my Vlogmas Day 2 and Vlogcember Day 2 video. So kudos to me, big thumbs up. We are rocking and we are rolling. So if you guys have read any of these books, let me know in the comment section down below. If you want to read any of them, let me know in the comment section down below. If you're doing Vlogmas or Vlogcember, whichever you choose to call it, let me know in the comment box down below and link your video because I would love to watch your guys' videos, whether they're traditional vlogs where you're out and about in your town or whether they're just videos every day. I definitely would love to see them because I just love to watch your guys' videos. So thank you so much guys for coming by the Fiction Fairy and watching my Vlogmas Day 2 video.